Well, hello and welcome to Softball SA Premier League action. Bit of a different look tonight, a massive doubleheader as well as we head towards the final. James Harris here, and alongside me, Mark Cramp and Lee Hull. Hello and welcome.
Hello guys, very excited. Look at the new graphics on the screen there, Lee.
Absolutely superb, just like the evening is weather-wise tonight.
Well, no, we're just looking at the graphics on the screen. West Torrens second with a 16-7 record. Walkerville sitting fifth on the ladder. A bit of an upset last week there. 8-13-2, which is, I would assume, that's the two draws.
Great camera angle of our Diamond 2 here at West Beach. For those not familiar with the venue, we share the facility with Baseball SA. So the dirt's a little deeper here on Diamond 2. That's why the fence looks very close to the edge of the dirt. And we're about to get underway. Guys, just Walkerville, they're going to welcome back Chelsea Robinson after national camp for Olympic selection. On the flip side, West Torrens have got Sophie Hoyle in red hot form. A little bit of rain coming down. You might see that on the screen. And guys, Steph Trzynski could be a bolter for the Cathcart medal. Not in the starting lineup tonight.
Big inclusion as Harris sees that one come through for a called strike. Big inclusion for the Cats with Chelsea Robinson in. You're right, Sophie Hoyle, unbelievable last week. The game that I watched, amazing, an amazing arm playing third base. Everything on the line for Walkerville tonight.
Absolutely,
we were just talking about that before. The upset win last week, Jim. Tell us about that one. That was a well, no one saw that one probably except for me, Lee. I picked it and.
We can see Harris in the box there, leaves that one high and outside for a ball. Well, we're talking recent results, Mark? Or
yes, just recent results in the fact that Walkerville,
Seacombe had a win.
Over Walkerville, which has really upset their position on the ladder and made it difficult for them moving forward with only a few games to go.
Great block that is. Chelsea Robinson there behind the plate for the Cats. We'll go to the lineups in a moment. You're right, West Torrens in red hot form of the last 10 games, so all the games since Christmas. They've only dropped the one with 9 wins. Walkerville only a couple of wins, but most importantly, one of those against this team right here, the West Torrens Eagles. Fouls, or pops this one up to the right side. That's Danny Cameron out there at right field for the Cats, and that is the first out of the game. Lee, do you want to take us around the diamond while we've got a moment?
I will, James, thank you. Riley Moore is pitching to Chelsea Robinson. First base, Jenny Gray. Second, Ash Lapino. Third is Sophie Roberts. The other, Sophie King, is the shortstop, and the outfield left to right, Erin Stone, Karen Dale, Danny Cameron. They have a designated play, and that's Bonnie Hydrick.
First pitch, smashes this to centre field. That's Karen Dale at centre, and she picks up the skidding ball very well. She read it well.
That's one of those 50-50 balls, isn't it? Like she stood back on it. She probably could have came in and taken that hard, but that ball was rocketing out there. You saw, Lee, as it hit the ground, it skidded back, and Dale sort of took it and took a bit of power out of it, and she allays it.
She's done the right thing. She's kept it down to a single.
Yeah. Or it could have been an out. Glass half empty, glass half full.
I think it might have been out of reach for us all, Mark.
Faith Picard's been batting very, very well.
She's the batter in the box right now for the Eagles. Change up from Riley Moore, a called strike.
That's a dirty change up too, because that was like loopy and slow, and you go, what's going to happen?
I was checking on the roast in the meantime until the ball arrived at the catcher's glove.
Another change up. This one goes foul.
It worked, but do you normally throw 2 in a row?
I would.
It's a different vantage point that we've got in the commentary position. That field looks amazing. You can hardly tell from that view that it's raining, 1, but 2, that the ground's a little muddy. But because of the rain that we've had probably for the last hour or so, still falling just slightly.
Just light stuff, isn't it? Umpires for this game on plate is Ian Gray, first base Kevin Tannebring, and at third base Steve Wallace Yarrow.
3 shades of grey out there, Lee.
Yes, I thought I'd let
Very
you.
experienced crew.
Got to be something in the contract that prevents people taking my jokes.
Faith Picard went after that one. She's been very impressive the latter half of the season, Jim. She's really like batting strong. She's in that number 3 position, which she's made her own.
Consistent player, isn't she, Faith?
Yeah, 314 average with a 426 on base average. She just slots in there so nicely in the 3 spot for the Eagles. And that is a full credit to a young player who's barely 21 years of age. Just slots in nicely in between the likes of Harris and Kaiser, Trzynski and Hoyle and Nucky, and great list of hitters.
She looks like a softballer too. Like if you sort of did that Google, what does a softballer look like? She's got a great batting stance. She's like got that athletic physical appearance. Like I think she applies herself, which she has been doing, and the results show. I think she could go a long way.
Kaiser takes off on the pitch, but it's fouled off on a full count hit and run, Lee.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it?
Well,
that could be baseball mentality.
Trzynski is
good point
in
you
the
made.
On-deck circle, so
Good
she
point
might be
you made.
DP.
Yes, she is. Haven't I got that mark? Surely it is.
High for a ball and a walk.
Disciplined batting.
For Picard, and there's runners on first and second. Facing so many pitches, are you surprised that there was only the 1 hit and run put on, or no attempt at a bunt to advance a runner, or you're not going to steal on Robinson, are you?
No. I think that may have been a hit and go or cover if she doesn't and advance that runner around. Now we're talking about an unbelievable batter at the moment, someone who's red hot.
I still think she should bunt here in this turn at bat.
She's batting 396.
Double steal.
Slides under the tag, so good running there from the Eagles. There you go, Lee. So normally we see Trzynski go first pitch, don't we? So it must have been something cool.
Well, it was outside. Looking at that replay, great camera angle there. It was a little bit outside. She didn't go for it, but normally she does hit him and hit him hard too.
2 runners in scoring position for Trzynski as that one floats over the top. 15 RBIs on the season, just 1 behind team leader Jordan Harris, who's got 16. So her chance.
Have a look at her aggressive stance, Steph. Power. Look at the legs. Ready. She gets set, and when she hits it, it goes.
Great play from King at shortstop. Sharp chance as Lana Kaiser breaks back to third.
Great awareness by Kaisler there. Jim, you just put that sheet in front of me, and I've just been looking at the West Torrens batting lineup there. You've got, in no particular order, I won't give you names. You've got a 421 and a 396, a 327, 324. They're all in threes.
306.
And just under, then it just breaks just under 3. That's an amazing batting average in a lineup, isn't it? Like that.
Change up from Moore, so pretty obvious, well not obvious, but you know, there is a tactic here on the West Torrens hitters, isn't there? Really change up the pace a bit.
Yeah, and they brought their outfield in just a smidgen, I think. Best.
Oh, she waits on it and hits it opposite field. Kaiser scores. Picard turns second for 2 runs from that shot from Nucky.
And did you notice I said nothing at all about Kelsey Nucky? Last week I put the jinx on her. I said she's one of the most reliable, consistent batters in the team, and I jinxed her. And today I said nothing, and look what happened. She finds herself on first. I think there might be something in that, Lee.
That might tell us own story, I think, Mark. But hang in there, mate. Happens with the best of them, so they tell me.
Well, we mentioned Sophie Hoyle in red hot form at the top of the show. She's hitting 324. I think she's on about a 6 or 7 game hitting streak at the moment.
Yeah, the hit from Kelsey, it just got a bad hop there, Ashley Pino at second. And then Danny Cameron hung on to the ball for a long time. as Faith come round as well. Yes, they're blessed with riches, aren't they, West Torrens, at the end of the season, the main part of the season, the finals. They've got to slot people in places, and there's 2 into 1 will not go. So selection will be difficult. A good selection dilemma, isn't it?
That's right.
And just floats on through as well, and Robinson's got to deal with the rain and a couple of pitches that are just bouncing around the plate area. So she's blocked a couple already, the young champ.
When the grass is wet, that's why you need to play in, so you can at least try and get the ball that hits to the outfield on the dirt, where it'd be far easier to field than on the wet grass, I would think.
Who pitched last Wednesday night, the game we watched again for West Torrens and Sturt, I think it was, wasn't it? Was it Riley Moore?
Nucky takes off on the pitch. It was a full count with 2 out, and she will arrive safely at second because Sophie Hoyle takes a base on ball. So 2 hits and 2 walks so far in this inning. Sorry, the game Sturt versus
West Torrens, was
West
it?
Torrens?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Taylor Mead.
Taylor Mead, sorry.
The 4th win of the year.
Yeah. The reason the only reason I bring that up is that the slow pace beat Sturt last week, or that off pace. She pitched an amazing game, pitched around the strike zone. Is this what the Cats are trying to do here against West Torrens? Are we seeing like an off pace, slow game by them to try and put off the power of West Torrens?
Well, West Torrens still scored 5 in that game. So
West Torrens scored 5 off Sturt, right?
Sturt.
Yes, they kept Sturt down to 1 run last Wednesday.
This is West Torrens they're playing.
Yeah, but I'm saying is Walkerville using that tactic against West Torrens?
Well, Riley's been one of their main pitchers for the year. Well, they've got 2 pitchers, haven't they? They've got Colquist and they've got Riley Moore. And
but I just noticed that Riley's pitching a few more off-speed pitches today. At least she's going around the batters because there's such aggression and such power hitters in this team. Maybe it'll be played against them.
Yep.
That was my thoughts anyway.
Good catching. Quality player Chelsea Robinson, isn't she? In any position on the field.
43 innings of work for Riley Moore in her first full season, you'd say, in A grade.
Yeah, she picked up an injury in the fully loaded, and I believe it took a long time to correct itself.
Alicia marching in the box for West Torrens. 2 runners aboard with 2 out. A little late on this. Cameron is in the action again. She'll take her 2nd catch of the inning. Read it quite well off the bat. And that'll do it for the Eagles. She made up some good ground. Danny Cameron, the veteran lead.
Yeah, so it's an excellent player in shall we say, in the younger days, playing for Walkerville, played in that position at right field. She was terrific. Covers the ground well. Hasn't been able to bat since she came into this side so much, but her value in the outfield is second to none. It's what you need out there, don't you? Quick legs at right field especially.
Well, this is the 5th time these 2 teams have met in season 2021, and West Torrens have the favour 3-1. Last time was 6-1, but the time before was on this diamond, and it was 3-1 to Walkerville. So they played this diamond pretty well, Walkerville.
Well, I'll go around the diamond. Shall I, James, for you? Is that a yes? Okay, so the pitcher is Taylor Mead to Carly Allen. At first base, Kelsey Nucky. Sophie Hoyle goes back to the position she's probably played most of her softball in second base. Lana Kayser's at third, Jordan Harris at shortstop. And the outfield, at left field, Faith Pickard. Centre field, Alicia Marching. And at right field, Mary Fuss. They have a designated player. We've already seen her batting, Steph Trzynski.
Well done, Lee. That's your job's done. So been great with you tonight. So you could have saved that for a little bit later.
Well, yeah, I was hoping you're going to give me a ride home, drop me on the way home.
We've got 2 games tonight. We're very, very spoilt. We've got 2 games to call tonight if this weather holds off.
Did you bring your sleeping bag and pillow? It's going to be a late night for you, Lee.
No, I'm going home with Mark, I think, at this stage.
Well, take it easy. You haven't even bought me a drink.
I thought you were coming here with the coffees.
Chelsea Robinson to lead things off for the Walkerville Cats, and gee, haven't they missed her 400 average on the season, 500 on base percentage, and she can do damage as well. 6 extra base hits and a batting average with runner in scoring position of 625.
Fantastic, isn't it?
And she's just come back from the Aussie squad training camp too, so she'll be in red hot form. They've been training hard. Her eye will be in. She'll be keen to make amends for her team for disappearing, but for the greater of good.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Walkerville need to win this to keep their hopes alive for the season. 2 points behind 4th place Port Adelaide at the moment.
Well, if they lose this Walkerville and Port win, that's it. In the 9 o'clock game, can't make up the difference. Only 1 game to go. That's on Saturday.
What would be fantastic, and I probably don't know the draw. Well, I'm telling you, I don't know the draw. Is if Walkerville win, Port win, then they showdown next week. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Oh, you guys are pointing it to me now, right? Sturt versus Seacon, right? I haven't got my glasses. That's my excuse, Leroy. As we watch Robinson into bat. Oh, she went after that one. I see a change of pace again here. Again from West Torrens. I like it.
Yeah, Taylor Mead has done an amazing effort for the Eagles, shouldering the load in the first part of the season, but also being a very handy backup for Trzynski as Chelsea Robinson watches that one through for ball 4. Mead's had her 4th win of the season. That puts her in the top half dozen pitchers in the competition with 4 wins. That is a reward for effort.
100%. I think she pitched a fantastic game against Sturt, and I think she's rewarded for effort here. And this is a crucial game for Walkerville, so they'll be wanting to put a fair bit of pressure on the West Torrens team. So, and it shows, it just shows that she's been rewarded for effort, and the team back her in.
But she brings very good attitude, which impresses me a lot, Mark.
Robinson tests Allen's arm, and that goes over.
Cut. They're calling out cut. You wouldn't have cut that with a circular saw.
Yeah, just a little high, so it might have slipped out of the hands.
Yep. Wet ball. Picked up a bit of moisture, and always hard to control, as it is for the pitchers.
As a bunt's laid down, but Lana Kaiser, ever reliable, gets down there first, but Robinson comes from 2 and hits 3. So we've got a runner in scoring position with King up to bat. And that's a good play there by Walkerville.
Yeah, the first out as well. Sophie Hoyle on screen. Yeah, Sophie King, gee, this is this batter and player has been super impressive this season. Ever reliable, has a very good reputation as being a quality and reliable player here. Sophie King can hit, can bunt, can run.
Very experienced player, Sophie.
Lana has a great pick up there as King pushes it out and fires it across to Kelsey Nucky for the second out and holds Robinson in that ever well, she's at third base. It's one of those situations that they need her to go. Catch her speed up. King takes her place, which is a like for like. Good wheels on both of those two. But Kayser, great pick up over to Nucky for the second out.
Yeah, very good player at third, isn't she, Lana?
Sophie Roberts can bat too. She's been batting well lately. I know we keep saying that, but the tail end of this competition, everybody's really starting to get into gear, aren't they, Lee? Like they're really starting to use the bats. They're starting to see their eye, and it's starting to work.
Roberts, powerful hitter to the backhand side of Hoyle, who stayed low and fires it across to Nucky.
It was a high pitch, and Sophie fancied herself on that.
Denying the Cats in the first inning. Well, they threatened, didn't they? They had the runners on, they advanced, but some pretty good defensive plays there from the West Torrens infield will retire the Cats, and West Torrens will lead at the end of the first, 2-0.
Hoyle just takes off where she left off last Wednesday night when I saw her last when she was playing third base. She's covering some ground, and she has got an amazing arm, like a powerful arm, hasn't she? Harris back at shortstop tonight. Kaysler back at third. They've gone back to their position? Is this because they've got more in the team, or is it because we're coming to the finals?
Lana's brother got married on the weekend, so Coach Scott took the opportunity last Wednesday to give Sophie Hoyle a game there, just to get the muscle memory back, as we all remember her as a left side fielder before she came to West Torrens as a third base shortstop, and then she played there on Saturday as well. So getting a spot at second base, first time we've seen her there for a while. Cara Schultz has been out the last few games just with a slight little injury. Can't see her in the dugout. Is she in uniform tonight, Lou?
She's on the bench, listed on the bench.
You can normally hear her. She gets excited. Sarge. Carly Allen up to bat. And watches that one. A little bit more on it, that one. As that rain continues to fall and makes it very difficult for both catcher and pitcher, Lee, when those...
Yep, certainly does, Mark.
As Allen goes after that one and pulls that one foul.
She swings with such a flat bat, doesn't she?
Well, I mean, look at the power that one just come off. You're right, it just peppered straight out past Coach Scott.
Lee, has the rain just picked up a little?
Seems to be. It's we're not out in it, thank goodness. I think electricity and water don't go together too well.
As Allen pushes that one again with a nice flat bat and just pushed at it, Jim. Like exactly, I noticed that now when you say it. You watch the way that she bats; it's consistently flat swing, and just makes that contact required.
As I said before, these sort of conditions, you don't need your outfield deep. Nobody's coming off with long bombs clear on them, and that's why Karen's now on the dirt at centre field.
Had the season off last year, Alan, as Fuss shows Barn. Oh, pick off attempt.
Oh, was that off the helmet?
I think it skimmed the glove first. Yeah, Alan had last season off, but come back, played probably half the game, 12 games, and as we see the leading teams replay, that one throw might have just been a little high for the tag, but Alan was back pretty safely. As Fuss is going to show bunt again, and dead ball as it hits the batter while she's in the box. 308, Alan. I'll get it out in a moment. 400 on base average, and just solid contributor. Just handy for the West Torrens Eagles to have back in the lineup full time.
Yes, they bat a long way down, don't they?
That bunt attempt, as Fuss shapes up again, she's making contact. Excuse me. I'm not an expert bunter by any stretch of the imagination, but I did see a thing on the softball page that I follow about their training. They teach the young people these days. They're using lacrosse rackets or
Okay.
sticks, so
Yep.
they just catch it out in front. They catch it out in front. Whereas Fuss, then when she shaped up the bat, she was right back in her body, like the bat was pulled right back and not
Yep.
out in front. I was always taught, put your arms out in front with the bat. You're telegraphing the move anyway. They know it's coming.
They know
right?
it's coming,
So you've got to
so
get in the best position
that's
that you
right.
can instead of having a little jab at it at the end.
Yep.
Important timeout called here because the rain has started to come down a bit heavier. So Chelsea Robinson showing her experience to just have a bit of a chat to Riley Moore. I don't think it would be too much to ask if there was a towel out there as well, maybe to dry it off in between pitches. But she's got a smile on her face and she'll listen to her Aussie catcher.
Well, plenty of experience out there. That is 100%.
But awesome pick up there with the bunt technique. Mark, always interested in the new drills. Force line drives this one back at Moore, and Pino must have taken her eye off the ball because she was headed up the middle, deflected off the pitcher Moore, and Force is going to be on safely with an infield single.
And there's not much the defence can do about that. As you know, boys, seen many times, ball ricochets off the pitch. It either goes straight to a fielder from out or goes somewhere where fielders aren't. And Ash was going to the right spot, but
And that
yeah.
brings Harris back up to bat with 2 on. And Harris shapes up to bunt and lays it down and advances the runners around. Couldn't beat it out, but she's done a very important job for West Torrens and brought him around to second and third.
Moore throwing a change up and then saw Harris shape to bunt, so she was down at the end of the circle.
Yeah.
Quick, smart, so she could feel that and fire it across for the first out. Both runners move into scoring position for Kaysler.
well, I'd be walking her now and just fill the bases.
Can I ask a question? I'm not trying to be greedy, but for someone that's batting 421 for the season with 2 runners in scoring position, is it the time to bunt?
It's the time to walk her
Well,
because you can't afford to take that chance.
yeah, but a 427 batting average, you'd be pretty confident that she'd get contact and make
Yeah,
something. And then you've got
That's
Kaysler coming up with a 300 plus.
Yeah, we heard Kathy Lambert say it last week, the game of averages, wasn't it? She got out the first time, she's hitting, 400 odd, so, let her hit, but it's a team game, this game of softball.
yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's why I'd walk her.
I think Mark was talking about Jordan bunting.
Yeah, I understand what he's talking about.
But if you walked her in that situation, you would have had then loaded bases with
That's
Lana
right.
Kaysler off the bat, which is even more dangerous,
This
right?
is Lana Kaysler batting now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd walk her. Kaysler.
Oh, right. You were a conversation in front or behind. I
Kaiser
can't work it
smashes
out.
this over
Oh, what a
the head of
surprise.
centre fielder Dale. She runs to the fence. Fuss will score. Allen's already scored. The throw to third. Ooh, that might have been a little closer than I think Kaiser thought, but a stand-up triple. And Lee is going to say, repeat of earlier message.
Or
because
earlier
that
6.
one
No, I'm going to say
was smashed.
repeat of earlier 5 messages.
No, Leroy, I'm going to pull you up on this one. Normally, you're okay, but you said to me, this is, and I will watch the replay. Karen Dale needs to be in on the
That's
dirt.
right,
no
I
one's
did.
going to hit it hard like that.
No, that's
3
right.
pitches later, bang. You're
That's
right,
right.
Leroy.
But it wouldn't have happened had she walked.
Bit
I'm
of-
telling you.
Tony
Exactly.
Greg, Bill Laurie going
Yeah,
on.
no.
Phase
That's all right.
Where's that
card
pigeon?
comes to the plate, and another 2 runs scored for West Torrens. That puts them up 4-0 here in the top of the second. Now, this rain doesn't look like it's going away.
at the moment.
It's picked up a little bit more. Now, this surface will only take so much liquid, let's say water or rain, before it gets unplayable. There is a second game to play tonight at 9 o'clock. But I do believe the Premier League bylaws state that 3 complete innings constitutes a game. So these teams, if they want a result, need to get through 3, which means that it's vitally important for Walkerville to either make some quick outs and score some runs, or
Shut down the runs.
shut down the game and then come back tomorrow night.
Jim, this reminds me what you're saying as that one just gets away. Hold on a little bit longer. A semi-final that you and I played in, a game in New Zealand in the World Masters that was pouring down with rain and that was just water all over the pitch,
There was
Leroy.
a river flowing through the infield.
There was actually a river flowing through, but we had to get a result. as we see David Mogulton out there, the man, as that one is fouled off out to right field. David Mogulton's out there holding the umbrella.
On umbrella duties.
So if you need a result, you can play, whether there's a river running through second base to the catcher or it's pouring down rain.
There's our main David Mogulton. Recovering from an accident, scooter accident last week.
I have no comment.
3-2, so Picard goes to a full count for the second time in this game. Runner on third, gets after it and fouls it off.
Good swing.
Coach Scott doing a lot of running around chasing balls for the opposition.
He's a gentleman. Even dried it a little bit for Robinson before he threw it. I'd be checking to make sure there's no pine tar or something on it if he threw it to me. As that one's in the deck, another great block by Robinson.
Well, the top of the order for West Torrens, great contribution already. 2 hits to Kaiser, 2 walks to Picard, 2 runs of those 4, and 2 RBIs. So Kaiser and Picard, early favourites for the MC Sportswear Player of the Game. As timeout's called, pitching change. We'll see more come out of the game, and Sully Colquist come in. There's the Eagles, the group of Eagles. What's a group of Eagles called, Lee?
Flight.
A flight of Eagles, right there with Coach Scott, the head of the fleet.
Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I'm trying to be like you and take a guess.
That's how I've gotten through life, Lee.
The
Fake it till you make it.
and then the group of cats, Lee.
A litter?
The litter of cats out
that what it
there look like you can tell from the hair, can't you, that how heavy the rain's coming down.
I would have thought a confrontation of cats sounds better than the litter of cats.
Well, that's what you have as a litter, isn't it? Oh, look at the poor cameraman up there. Getting a bit of a drizzle.
Well, that's Steph Trzynski warming up. She's had a great season, hasn't she? 21 hits on the season, hitting .396. She's got 15 RBIs. We mentioned that just before. So another opportunity to bring in a couple and just have a little bit of bragging rights over Jordan Harris for the team-leading RBIs. Can hit an extra base hit as well. 6 doubles and 2 triples for Trzynski, and a slugging percentage of .585.
It's very difficult. Look, let's be honest, it's very difficult for Harris when you lead off to get multiple RBIs. But if she gets on and Kaiser gets on, then Trzynski's already got a bit of a head start.
Yeah, good point on that. A flip side of that is that Chelsea Robinson, who's the lead-off for the Cats, only has the 4 RBIs on the season, but hits .625 with batters in scoring position. So you're right. So as a lead-off, you don't have those opportunities. This one is popped up to third base. Roberts gets under it to take a catch, and perhaps it's me putting the commentator's curse on Trzynski this time around.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said anything because Trzynski's been batting well, and she'll be listening back to this and put the kibosh on you. I'm not saying anything because one of my favourites is up to bat. Leroy, you better do something here. Take over.
Hit the left field, you think? Along the ground?
Well, she pushed it out to right field past second base last turn at bat.
Between the pair of Sophies. Different pitcher this time, though.
I think West Torrens will enjoy this pitching change, to be honest with you. This is more their pace. I think they're aggressive batters that like to go after the ball will be going hard here.
Oh.
That one's just got under the glove. It snuck under the glove of Roberts. So Nucky has hit that one hard. And the run crosses the plate. So 3 runs on the inning. Kaiser scores after hitting a 2 RBI triple.
I'm going to say you were right there, Lee, because you were. But it was funny. The slower pitcher, she hit it out to right field. The faster pitcher, she got more aggressive and pulled it.
Well, that's why I was confident, because she's a very strong hitter of the quicker stuff.
Yeah.
third RBI of the game for Nucky.
2 more batters, including this one, Sophie Hoyle, and they'll have batted through the lineup this time. So they need to shut them down right now.
Very tough conditions to
Yep.
to play in the rain, particularly for pitchers and catchers who.
Defensively, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. But you mentioned that game in New Zealand. Craig Pidcock threw one of the games of his life that game in the wet.
100%. Is that one's
Boyle
fine?
line drive to Lapino.
Yes, no, I was about to say the exact same thing too. 5-0 as Walkerville take the third out and make their way into the dugout. Get a little bit dry. Get a little bit dry, a little bit warm, ready to bat. Yeah, that was an amazing game. Leroy, I wish you would have been there.
Before my time, mate.
No,
Oh, okay.
during your time in 2017.
Only time I've been to New Zealand, boys, is on my way to the US 4 times. Lucky enough to be going on those trips.
West Torrens versus Walkerville. It is the middle of the second, so Walkerville still have an opportunity here to try and put some runs on the board. And I'll tell you what, fellas, there's no way that they're going into that dugout thinking, oh, you know, poor us, it's raining. They're going to have their eyes and minds set on scoring a couple of runs, staying in this game, because if a loss tonight means that they just sit and wait on the results for the Hills versus Port Adelaide game, which will follow this one tonight in a Spacequake Sports Softball SA Premier League doubleheader. Because if Port Adelaide win, it'll be lights out for Walkerville if they drop this one tonight. So they will have plenty of fight in them right here and right now. Scored 5 on Saturday and 5 last Wednesday. So their bats have been on.
And Chelsea's back, which will help enormously in the batting department as well.
Here's one of their guns, Ashla Pino.
She's been a really steady player, hasn't she, since she started with Walkerville?
Who was she with before Walkerville?
Nobody. I don't
Nobody.
think.
So consistent one team.
United States of America, a couple of seasons here.
Hit by a pitch ball.
And a lead off aboard. So vital for the Cats.
Doesn't matter how you get on.
Oh, gee, speaking of young stars, here we go. Erin Stone. Her name keeps just popping up over the last couple of weeks, contributing here for the Cats. So taking her opportunity in the A grade.
It's got better week by week, game by game, Erin.
She watched that one too well, didn't she?
Yeah, good eye first up from Stone. That one just came in a little high. Great pick up backhand from Nucky. Fires it to Harris at shortstop, but not in time for the double play. Great movement there from the Eagles on the right side of the diamond. This is a great view of it from Spacequake Sports. Leading teams replay.
And did you see Stone there, Jim? We always talk about it. These young players are coming through. She does not take her foot off the accelerator until the play is over.
And Lapino breaking up the double play as well.
And Harris had to just took her eyes there. Knew she was coming, so just had to be careful.
Talking about experience, look at this woman, number 7 for Walkerville, the playing coach, Karen Dale. Fantastic, fantastic career. And it still goes on.
Our colleague Pasco's just turned up. G'day, mate. It's we'll no doubt see him in between games. Part of the NITV team. Great partnership they have with Softball SA. To bring
Certainly
Premier
is.
League action every week, 10 a.m. on Sundays. SBS on demand, free to wear live softball action. Oh, hit by Pips. That's the second one of the inning. So perhaps it's Taylor Mead's turn to have a think about this. Perhaps a towel in between. I'm sure Carly Allen will have a word to her as she throws that one over to get dried off. So 2 runners aboard, both hit by pitch. Well, Stone got on from a fielder's choice, but the lead-off got on from a hit by pitch. New player lead to the Walkerville A grade.
I don't know this
First
girl at
game.
all, James and Mark. Do you? Do you know?
Yeah, this is Bonnie Heidrich.
I know who it
for,
is, but
the Cats. Number 50, timeout call from Carly Allen.
It seems to be a little bit lacklustre out there for an intense game for Walkerville. I don't know if West Torrens are just sort of just cruising through this now, or they don't think that there's an issue. But I mean, that's not the general gameplay by West Torrens. But I thought Walkerville would be a little bit more aggressive and a bit more on their toes at the moment. Maybe the weather's playing havoc. I'm not sure.
I think the wet conditions is slowing up the play a little bit. The players really have to take their time between pitches. They've got something else to think about.
Yeah.
Other than the ball coming at them or swinging the bat.
Because normally,
down.
is it Heinrich?
Heidrich.
Heidrich?
Yep.
Heidrich, yep, right. She just watches that one come through a little high, digging in. Karen Dale would have just gave a few little words there and said, look, take as many as you can in these conditions. And she's doing that just fine at the moment.
And that's awesome advice as well for a first gamer. Wet conditions, meaning that she'll be able to soak some of this in and use some of that to her advantage.
Yeah,
3-0 count.
Yeah, so you'd be as, and take that. 4 pitches, that's great. That's great what you want in your first at-bat, because when you come at-bat, your second at-bat, you've already felt these conditions, you've seen the game, and you're a little bit more relaxed. Oh, there we go. We've seen 5 pitches now and a full count.
That's terrific batting.
So who's in front here, Lee? Who's in front here? Are we talking the pitcher or the batter? Who's got the advantage here after seeing 5?
Toss up.
Well,
now it's the batter.
Yep.
Base on ball, so 2 hit by pitch and a base on ball so far this inning. Just the one out on the fielder's choice. It was a great backhand pickup from Kelsey Nucky. This is Danny Cameron coming up to bat. Lee, Danny Garrett?
Danny Garrett, she was.
Garrett,
maiden name. Yep. Terrific player, terrific person she is too. Lives up my way.
I'll see if she can give you a lift.
Well, she's not waiting for the 9 o'clock game, I wouldn't suggest. But that's all right, Mark. I know who my friends are. And we have a nice chat on the way home, don't we, Mark?
Oh, we do.
We do.
We do, Lee. I don't mind it.
You haven't got much choice, I feel.
No.
She's played 8 games, so this is her 9th game of the season. And probably happy for Walkerville. This one's grounded out to shortstop. A good play from Harris. She had to really charge it down, then make a throw on the run across to first base. But Erin Stone, as quick as lightning, crosses the plate for the first run for the Cats.
Yeah, well done to the Walkerville Cats, because that was a very difficult play. But look at Harris. She just scooped that up. A really good pickup too. Difficult position to be in, and then had to throw that on the run and beat the runner out too. So a great play all round, actually. It's exciting. That brings the tempo up a little bit. That's what I want to see. Contact with the ball, a great fielding spot as we watch this on the replay here. Look at Harris, just picks that up, 2 steps and bang, and fires it across. And the first run crosses for Walkerville. I don't think there was Harris was going to get her at home. I think she knew that because Stone was off.
Well, when they were leading by 5-0, there's no point going to home with that, I wouldn't have thought.
Need to lead off hitter Robinson. Fouls that one off for strike 1. Well, runs against are important, but really only for the Cats at this stage, because West Torrens, with their results of the last couple of weeks, has secured a top 2 spot. That one there low for a ball. But it's Walkerville who've got a runs against before the start of this game, 1 run behind their rival Port Adelaide. So they need to keep the runs down against.
Super close, isn't it? 1 run.
Smashes this. Great take from Kaiser, who traps it, comes up and fires it across to Nucky for the 3rd out.
Well, she trapped that well. That hugged the ground in these wet conditions. It just skimmed as we watched the replay, and Robertson got every bit of that too. So there was that was a great at bat, and it was a really good pickup by Lana Kaisler.
It was almost to her disadvantage. She hit it so well because Kaisler had the ball in the flash of an eye, and then
she's still about 7 or 8 steps off the bag. So Kaisler fired that across, and she's a very fast runner, Chelsea Robinson. So well done.
Look at Lana's concentration in the game of softball. She's really switched on, and you have to be on that side of the diamond because they come quickly.
And at the end of the second inning, it is the West Torrens Eagles leading the Walkerville Cats 5 runs to 1. Well, guys, it is the second last minor round game of the season. We are on the doorstep of the final series, and gee, very special thanks to our broadcast partners, MC Sportswear and Leading Teams. Let's not forget that you can watch the live coverage and the highlights on the Softball SA Facebook page, YouTube channel and Instagram. NITV is an SBS channel that brings Indigenous stories and issues to Australian audiences nationwide, and you can catch the action 10 a.m. Sunday mornings on NITV, Channel 34, Fox 172 or SBS On Demand. All very special thanks to Softball SA and Spacequake Sports. Guys, there are 2 other games on tonight. The 8 p.m. game on Diamond 1 is top versus bottom, Seacombe versus Sturt. Result does not really influence the final ladder. And the other game on tonight, the second game of a doubleheader, Hills Heat versus Port Adelaide Magpies. What do we reckon, guys? Is that going to be a bit of a cat and mouse because Hills will have to play potentially Port Adelaide this time next week in a semi-final?
Can they lose their positioning? Is it all their position's almost
Hills
set?
Can't. Hills will finish 3rd regardless.
Yep.
Hills and Seacombe are the only 2 teams that cannot move between now and the end of the season. Hills will finish 3rd, Seacombe will finish 6th.
Change in the defence for the Cats. It's Morgan Stranger has come in, replacing Danny Garrett at right field.
Great pickup, Lee.
Danny Cameron, correction.
So just going back to what we were saying, Jim, I would play my best. I would play my best. Because I would be pulling out the power. Because if you win tonight, you've got the upper hand going into the next game. Or, on the other side, do you play a psychological game and not play your best? Me, I would play my best and win as much as you can.
You don't want to flirt with your form, do you, when you're that close?
No, I would play my best week into the final. Easy.
Well, we just saw Scott Humphreys just a moment ago. He would be a very happy man today. Georgia Hood is back from the national camp. Swing and a miss. Strikeout on Marching. So that's the first out of this 3rd inning.
Now, talking of Scott Humphreys, he wouldn't take a backward step and always loves a challenge. So he won't be just going, oh, if we win, we don't. He will be going hard.
Well, think about it this way. Who would you prefer to play in the first week of the finals, Walkerville or Port Adelaide? So he can manipulate the results in his favour. Really, he's in the box seat. Because he plays Port Adelaide tonight. His team, play Port Adelaide tonight, and then their opponent on Saturday, Walkerville.
You're 100% right. Well.
Now, no team goes out there to throw it. Okay. However, you can pitch Georgia Hood. You know, you could bring in a young up-and-coming pitcher. You could rest a star player. We've seen the AFL do that. Backhand. So King fires it across. What a great play. One of the toughest outs on the infield is to the backhand side of the shortstop. Let's have a look at the Leading Team's replay.
As Ellen gets after that one and goes on it too. But I tell you what, it was a pickup and it was a close bang play and it was a great play. As we watch King pick, she came across a fair way to pick that up and gave it a bit. And Ellen just missed out. Now, let me just touch on what you were saying. And I know that you have, there's no underlining comment here because West Torrens tonight have rested Steph Trzynski. Okay, so every team does it. So there's no reason why they couldn't rest one of their superstars for next week's game. and you wouldn't think anything of it. It's only when that fluctuates 1 or 2 points that has a negative. As that one's fired out again to King again, as she fires that across. Oh, a little bit of a fumble at first, but the out is made.
1-2-3 inning for the Cats. Very important as
their best defensive inning so far.
Oh, they were meeting at the plate.
Yeah,
I was
I thought
wondering
that
what was happening.
I was going to say, I thought that was 3.
Yeah, and a good recovery as well. Let's look at the leading team's replay. Fuss hit that fairly well. You're not going to beat King, though, when you hit it straight at her. Great angle from the leading team's replay. Clean pick up.
That well.
Couple of plays for King and a scoreless inning for the Eagles. That is what the Cats need.
That'll put
now,
a spring.
They want to score a couple of runs.
Yeah, that'll put a spring back in their step, and that's exactly what they needed. I think they missed that at the start of the last innings. They were a little bit lackluster, I think, Lee. But
Yep.
I think now they've got a bit of a spring in their step.
Got used to the conditions, you think?
Now, I don't know if this is a giveaway, but I just saw someone watching online, Yo Growler. She should be here warming up.
Depends where she's watching online from.
Hello, Yo, if you're watching there, it's we can see.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Are you close? Warmer?
Middle of the third inning, West Torrens 5, Walkerville 1, and you know what? Walkerville are at the top of their order, and they will have every opportunity to put a couple more runs on the board here and really start to threaten because they've beaten West Torrens before this year. There's nothing to say they couldn't do it again, particularly in trying conditions. You get the wet ball into play, anything could happen.
As Gray makes her way over nice and early too, as West Torrens spread back out to their positions.
Lee, we were talking earlier today in the meeting, and the Walkerville West Torrens Grand Final from 2 seasons ago was brought up. Very wet conditions, wet and windy. Is that the last time we've seen a wet game?
From memory, yes. There's a nice
from
start.
Jenny Gray up the middle, lead off on once again for the Cats.
Hey, I'm not going to try and scare anything there, but did I just see Jordan Harris have a bit of a, after that, look, a little bit of a skip on the foot? I hope she hasn't pulled anything because that was a really nice hit.
That was a
fantastic
That was
hit.
a hit every day of the week from Gray.
There doesn't seem to be any signs out there. Harris is set back into a position. How good was that hit by Gray? She followed that. I just said she walked up there early. She was in the batter's box, and that's what I want to see. I want to see some sort of determination from Walkerville and get out there and go, it's my turn. Like, we're only down by 4, bottom of the third. Let's turn this.
Off the end of the bat, this one's going to be tough. As Allen fields a great play from Naki. Held her nerve, and a good throw from Allen as well, because she had to bust out of her haunches there in the catcher's position. King's one of the quickest in
Inside the tracks too.
Brilliant play.
Inside the tracks there.
And brilliant play from West Torrens, but unlucky for King. Gee, when you miss hit him like that.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Oh.
It always happens against me too. It's never happened for me. It always happens against me, Lee.
Just a moment, I'll get the box of tissues out ready.
Do you count that as a sacrifice? The runner advanced.
That's what my
well, she did her job, didn't she, no matter what?
Roberts.
About time we saw another batter hit with a pitch ball. There a couple,
it's about time we saw it.
Well, we saw a hit by pitch,
at that
2
pace
hit by
it's not
pitch
going to
last
hurt.
inning, and one of them was the leadoff.
It's not going to hurt at that pace, Mark.
In each of the 3 innings so far this game, the Walkerville leadoff has got on base, so it really improves the opportunity to score when your leadoff gets on, of course.
If Yo Grauer or Steph Drzezinski hit you, then there might be another kettle of fish.
I've had some of the greatest hit me in the ribs, Lee. When you've got a big mouth like mine, it's bound to get hit.
Determination on Roberts' face. Gee, you can tell she switched on, can't you?
She went after that.
Another terrific season. One of the league leaders last year in RBIs. She had a great 2019-20 season, didn't she? She got back from her Junior Women's World Championship and then come and lit it up here in the Adelaide Club competition, the Premier League. Made a debut for the Stars. Was amazing in the fully loaded competition this year. You know, maybe the expectations were a little higher, but she's still got respectable statistics as she smashes that one foul, sitting third on the batting averages for the Cats this season with 280, leading the team in RBIs yet again, so with 11, and can hit a long ball as well, 6 extra base hits.
That's in a good number position, doesn't she? 4 for the RBIs.
I'll give you another stat. 3 intentional walks as well.
Okay.
That's huge respect from her opposition as a 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah, 100%. You don't see that too often in this league because there's. She pulls that one again, foul. There's only a certain handful of batters that you could probably, if you asked me who would they be, I wouldn't say Roberts is in there. So that's a lot of respect shown by her fellow peers, isn't it?
Yeah, she's an outstanding young player who'll be around as one of their team leaders for a long time to come. Mead, full count to Roberts. Fouls it off again. So staying alive. Hasn't quite got her pitch just yet.
No. Pitch inside to at that pace, they're always going to go foul, aren't they?
Geez, that rain set in now, hasn't it? It's just consistent.
Would you think they'd fall off the late game? Another foul for Roberts, because you can start the game if it's not raining, but this diamond will have another game on after this, scheduled 9 o'clock between Port Adelaide and the Hills. But if it's not playable as deemed by the umpires, the bylaws suggest they'll come back tomorrow night. Smashes it, foul yet again. Gee, that'd have to be 10 pitch at bat.
Yep, all gone in the same spot.
And Harris has made her way around towards third base too. She's setting up there. You know, the last 5 have come foul just past Lana Kayser. So she's hugging the line a little bit, and Harris has come around.
What price it going up the middle?
Pop up.
Well, it's up the middle, but it's up in the air.
Harris, the rain would have been falling, and she takes a bit of a sigh of relief as she takes that catch. So 2 out, first out.
All right,
second out. Second out.
King, 2 to 3.
Second out of this third inning. Ashley Pino hit by pitch, her first time up. Low for a ball.
West Torrens, as you've mentioned before, mate, they're very quiet in the field too.
They are, and normally they're on fire, aren't they?
Yep.
Normally they get behind everybody.
I was thinking that as well, but is it because we're in a much open field here? It's the backstop's twice as wide as normal.
Yeah.
There's no grandstand behind us.
No, they're standing flat-footed. I'm noticing they're standing flat-footed. They're not really chirpy. They're holding their positions. Normally they walk around. They're having a bit of a chat. It's a different West Torrens tonight than I've seen previously.
It's not a lot hinging on the game for them, in all fairness, the Eagles.
Well, it is. It's all about it's momentum as well, Lee.
Oh,
like,
I understand.
You say it as well. You know. Like
I understand that, but you think they think they're pretty cosy, as you would if you're leading by 5 runs to 1.
5 runs to 1 here in the bottom of the third with 2 out. Foul ball Filipino. Now, my sources tell me, and my sources is just a great man, Jim Manning, who showing some great signs today. In my meeting with him that I had, tells me that the rain is about to stop.
Wowee. And if Jim says it, he'd better stop.
Looks like it's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to answer to Jim.
No, I was going to say, and if it doesn't stop, someone's going to be accountable.
And the banging ears on the door will be us.
A base on balls. Great turn at bat from Lapino to extend this third inning for the Cats.
Been a few base on balls as you would expect under these trying conditions to play in under.
Yeah.
So 2 on for Walkerville now. 1 in scoring position. Oh, great stop. Great stop by Allen. Can you feel the atmosphere? That it's Walkerville have got a lot to play for. I want to see them advance these 2. We've got 2 out.
Yeah, a lot on the line as Stone.
Well, good stop again, Carly Allen. Throwing herself around, Carly.
Now,
Excellent.
Stone had a fielder's choice to 3 last at bat. So she can hit the ball and she can run.
Yeah, she could feel unlucky that she might have been robbed a hit. Any other first base in the competition, not sure they would have been able to glove that. Pushes this one left side, and Harris placed the force out at third, so that is the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they've threatened again, the Cats. They've had runners on base. They've been in scoring position. But the defense in these trying conditions from the Eagles has really been the difference.
Smart play from Harris then. Took the short option.
In these
facing
conditions.
the third base in these conditions. Why throw the ball across the diamond?
Yeah. In a normal dry Saturday afternoon condition, it would just be a routine out over to 1.
But that's what we were taught years ago when we first started playing. Well, in my case, the 3rd out goes to first every time. I don't agree with that. You just saw how simple is that all. Throw the ball to second base, get the runner going through there.
Just look on screen here, guys. Look at the rain coming in. It still looks like good conditions from our aerial shot. Yeah, we can see that just on the edge of the grass area, it might be just getting a little bit boggy. Now, again, I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. Happy to be corrected if I'm wrong. Pretty sure Premier League rules state 3 innings will constitute a game. We've crossed that margin. We're an hour into the game, meaning about 30 minutes left to go. Last thing we want, though, is to miss out on the 9 o'clock game. But I cannot see either of the teams due to play warming up. Is that a sign?
I just think they're trying to keep dry.
Dry and warm.
I think dry and warm, yep. Good point.
Back to the action. Top of the 4th inning. We're back to the game's original leadoff hitter in Jordan Harris. 5-1 ball game. High for a ball, showed bunt. So she bunted her last turn at bat as well. So maybe the Eagles are working on a couple of things offensively here tonight, as you mentioned, Mark.
Well, I was
400+
surprised.
hitter.
I was surprised, Jim, when I saw her second at bat, 427 batting average, bunted. Got the power. The power she's showing at the moment with her batting. The distance she's getting. Home run Harris. Since
4 home runs
October
on
last
the season.
year. Yep.
11 extra base hits.
Yeah.
High for a ball and ball 4. So she's aboard for the first time in this game. She has a sacrifice bunt as well.
And that brings up another dangerous hitter in Kaysler. They follow each other, don't they? These
They
two.
do.
Kaysler, a single to centre and a triple to centre.
Yeah, remember she hit it over centre field's head.
Yep. Because Lee told her to come in.
I did precede that by saying she should have been walked. Intentional walk.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Your
Two
Honour.
RBIs, 2 RBIs as well for Kaiser.
Yeah, well, even more so. That emphasises the point I was making.
Takes off on the pitch. Great
Oh,
throw.
that was
Roberts.
a great throw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That was
Hey.
a great contest. Harris versus Robinson. Mouth-watering.
I tell you what, King did a great job to get across
Yeah.
there too, and the glove just clipped the dirt there. And that would have been a spectacular play. I wouldn't have liked to have been the umpire out there.
I think she was there.
Yeah, Chelsea got rid of the ball very quickly. A terrific flat throw.
Smashes this left side. Stone's got to negotiate that. Takes in the bare hand. Lambert will score from second, and Kayser stands up. She's got a single, she's got a double, and she's got a triple on the night.
You know what's next, don't you?
She's got to get around there first. You don't talk about it either.
No, I'm not saying it. I just said you know what's coming.
Yeah, and we can see on the radar that we're probably about 5 to 10 minutes away from the last of this rain as well. So as we watch the Kaiser laser beam to left field. Did she take that in the glove or in the bare hand? Hard to see from that angle.
I think everyone oohed because of the power that it came off with and scooted on, but I think she may have got it with her glove.
Well, she's batted 3 times in this game so far, Lana, so all I can say is a repeat of earlier 7 messages.
Picard now 2 walks on the night, and she goes to a 1-1 count.
Tell you, she's done very well at Lana, hasn't she, going up to the 2 spot? Because Faith used to have a monopoly on that, I reckon.
Yeah, but Faith is a very reliable number 3.
Flexible. Yeah.
Well, flexible but reliable at number 3. I like the way, because you know you're going to get something from Harrison and Kayser, right? So you're going to have one of the 2 or the 2 on at some stage. I like Picard at 3 because she's got wheels and her batting's improved. So I like to see her down a little bit where she is. Ground
ball to Colquist. She underhands that back to
great play.
First place. It was a great reaction.
Had Kaysler was sort of lost in no man's land out there. She knew what she was doing, but she could neither go or go, oh, no, I'm done. So it was a good play. Just tuck the ball away there, and as you watch the replay there, she just underarms it over, and Kaysler stayed on the spot. So again, had the opportunity to advance that runner, but then it brings Steph Skrzyński.
That's the first out of the 4th inning. 1 run already scored, a lead-off walk to Harris. The 6th run of the game to extend the lead back out to 5. It's low in that powerful stance, doesn't she, Skrzyński? Very effective. She's in the top handful of batters in the competition this season. 21 hits. Oh, an unbelievable year for someone who we mostly associate as a gun pitcher. Fouls this one off. Oh, I've said it again, haven't I? She's had a line drive to shortstop and a fly ball to third base.
I learnt my lesson last week with Nucky. I just don't say anything now until they've done it, because you're going to get in trouble. She's on a streak here.
Some of us will.
And you're almost within arm's reach over here, getting the backhand.
I've seen you bat.
Swing and fouls it off to stay alive in the count. We're not allowed to mention Marcy Skrzyński, one of the official scorers here tonight, as well as Kay Bendall, part of the Sopel SA scoring team. Fantastic. They bring us all the stats as well. Very special thanks to MK Services SA.
She throws the hat on.
Ground ball back to the pitcher, and again, Colquist will do the work.
But advances Lana Kaysler to 3rd, so as a team environment, the job's done. Anything can happen now with a runner at 3rd, so good work.
And thanks to MK Services SA, we'll go round the grounds a little later. I think Lee's going to head over and get a score update from us from the Diamond 1 game. That is the Seacombe Tigers versus the Sturt Falcons. I'm not going out in the rain.
Lee did say wait till the rain gets a bit harder. Well, I think we said that, and then we'll send Lee.
Nucky, first pitch, fly ball, centre field. Oh, she just misread that. Was that the rain or the light?
I don't know. A bit
Tough
of both,
conditions. And you're probably going to have to credit that one as a hit. You cannot help that. Yeah, she's just pointing up. Oh, you hate seeing that, don't you?
That's almost dangerous as well, isn't it? Like, she doesn't have a hat on, no peak there. you're taught in juniors, and it's it's a difficult situation. It's always hard to do this, to hold your glove up there, or hold your hand up there, or a glove up there to try and shade from the sun or from the lights, as we see Lana Kaysler.
Kaysler across the plate. We've missed that.
Yes.
That's Nucky's 4th RBI of the game.
Told you, she's reliable.
Hoyle in the box, number 9. That one came in with a little bit of pepper on it.
Can we go 3 1-3s here from the pitcher?
Well, the way
Maybe
she's
not.
been hitting, that's a terrific shot. Another ball to centre field. Goes to the fence. Nucky turns 3, will score. Or the play at third. She doesn't slide in. Out is called.
Run scores.
1 scores. That's Nucky. And then the tag out at third. So credit a double to Sophie Hoyle.
Can I ask a simple question there? And I'm not, look, at the end of the day, I could be wrong, but is that not the coach's job to go down, 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 down?
Well, let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Hoyle turns first. Big puff as she rounds second.
Where's the coach?
The coach isn't in shot. Maybe
there he is.
Over the head of Dale. She's got to run this one down. Great hustle and a great throw with a wet ball. No call from the coach.
No, I didn't see a call there by the coach, so I'd be a little bit disappointed if I was Sophie Hoyle, because that was a fantastic hit. He's waving in Nucky. Sorry, yeah, you're 100% right, but there was no down, down, down. So Hoyle will feel a little bit ripped off there, because it was almost a similar play to before when Lana Kaysler got her triple, and it was almost like a touch the bag and then I've tagged you play, caught by surprise. But West Torrens 8-1 over Walkerville.
Through the 4th.
Yeah.
Well, it's run rule territory now, isn't it? It's a quick inning here will really put the pressure back on the Cats. But, well, again, Lee, we were talking to Softball SA Live member Derek Roberts before the game, and we were just saying you never write off the Cats.
No, they got a lot of ticker and they a lot of fight. No matter what the situation is. Well, this will test them, trailing by 7. Batters 7, 8 and 9. Karen Dale, Bonnie Hydrick, and not Danny Cameron now. It's the newer player out there, Morgan Stranger.
Well, last time these 3 batters were up, Karen Dale hit by pitched, Bonnie Hydrick base on balls, and then substituted in a new player. Did you say Leroy?
Yes, that's right.
That one very close, but
Let's see what
came in a
Morgan's
little
got.
high as a bit of a smile on the face of the Eagles pitcher Taylor Mead. Last Wednesday night through her 4th win of the season. She's about to go to her 5th win.
That's bleeding. What do you call it? Like your young bloods. You get them in. 4 wins for the season. So next season she'll want more. She'll want more and more and more, and then all of a sudden she works harder and harder and harder, and you've got 2 gun pitchers in your side, homegrown.
Yeah, she's a great story as well. Came across from Glenelga, don't have an A-grade side this year, and thrust into the #1 pitching spot for the West Torrens Eagles. A rough start, but full credit to her. She kept coming back this season and got her first win. I think it was game 5. They were 0-4 record. Great shot from Heinrich. Have they found someone here, Lee? Oh, Dale is going to slide in, says Sophie Hoyle.
Still can run,
That's how
can't
it's
she,
done.
Karen?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you take third base, when your back is to the play. Your coach tells you what to do, and you lay on your back and you go under the tag. Great basic plays.
Well, great base running from Dale, but let's put our hands together for Hydrick, who's in her Premier League debut tonight, and she's got a hit in her first game.
Yeah.
This one gets away from Allen. Dale's going to cross the place. Heinrich will move across to second. She's looking at third, but Allen is going to hold her up. So maybe a little wet ball now. Oh, that deflected off the plate umpire. Got between the legs of Allen, deflected off the leg guard of the umpire, and then over into the corner. There she is crossing the plate for the second run of the game.
Set the example there, didn't she, Karen?
Lead off on yet again for the Cats. 4 from 4 this game. Timeout called from the Eagles. Just to have a bit of a chat about it. Gee, some experience there from those 3-4 players that have come in to talk to Mead. Every single one of the infielders has represented the Stars.
Yeah. Some would say stacked. Stacked.
Looks like Hoyle's come real close. She's on the line at least at second.
I was going to say, I didn't know if that was just me in the position that we're sitting in, because this is a different position for us. But she does look very shallow at 2 there, doesn't she? With an arm like hers.
She looks as close as what Nucky is.
Yep. Yep, in line.
Pulls this.
Oh, great pick up by Harris. Good throw, and then over to... Oh, great work there by... Do you know that's practice play by West Torrens? That was an unbelievable pickup by Harris. Fires it over to Nucky, and then had the... As we watch the replay here, is this one's driven down hard too. It kept low because of the wet. Harris behind it. Fires it over to Nucky, and Nucky one step and throws it into the dirt. That would have been a little bit interesting there.
She held up on the throw a bit, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
Lee?
I think she did.
Held up on
looked
the throw,
like
so it
that.
bounced.
Yeah.
It was one of those, do I throw it, do I not throw it, as Robertson?
First pitch. Centre fielder takes a good catch, and she's on the run. She throws it home, and Heinrich's going to score. So 2 in the inning.
Well done.
For the catch, a sacrifice fly to Chelsea Robinson.
First pitch.
Yeah, she liked the look of it. The eyes wide open. Jenny Gray's up to bat. She got a nice piece of the ball. Her last turn of bat. Great contribution so far in this game as we watch the leading teams replay as Marchink takes a good catch. She's taken a couple of beauties over the last few seasons at centre field.
Yep.
First pitch. Another shot up the middle.
Shot.
2 hits for Gray. She's had a sacrifice bunt as well. Both hits up the middle. So another runner aboard for the Cats. It's been a good innings for them. Is this start of a comeback lead? Do they have time? We've got about 15 to go, so probably one more inning.
I think one more, James, the way it's going. 2 Sophies now, Sophie King and Sophie Roberts, and then Ashla Pino.
Mark, I'm picking up on something that you said earlier. These teams hardly seem like they're out of second gear at the moment.
Well, it wasn't until now that Walkerville, to me, look like they're aggressive and want to go, right? And like you just said before, you never
pick up the pace. Yeah.
You never ride off the Cats. But as soon as you get that body language and you see Dale, she's coming out, she's talking to everybody now. Gray's had 2 great hits, and you know, like Heydrich put one up through to right field, or you know, like it's starting to happen. The momentum's switching to Walkerville because they're doing something. So I don't know. I don't. It's a weird game for me to be watching at the moment. I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong. 8-3, it's wet. You see some great plays out there. These are very difficult times to field on this diamond when it's a bit wet because it skims and it stays low. Then it might pop up. It's one of those
some
things.
balls for King. Runners on first and second for Sophie Roberts.
We'll see a time get called very shortly. And I think West Torrens will reconvene in the middle because they won't be liking this. Yes, there's 2 down, but the momentum at the moment is with Walkerville. Have they got the time to play around with it, Walkerville? I mean, West Torrens?
Still 7 minutes before no new innings, so I don't think even a pitching change they'd run out of time just yet, but you never know. Wet conditions, anything could happen in this funny game of ours.
Total of 9 base on balls, 5 to Walkerville and 4 to West Torrens.
That shows some good defence though as well, Lee, doesn't it? They've only got 3 runs, right?
Yep.
Is that 9 for the game or just
9
for
in
Walkerville?
total.
Oh, 9 in
game.
total.
Roberts gets under this one. Naki has to back and she just muffs it a little as the third run across the plate. Gray scores 8-4 now, runners at the corners. Well, this is
A surprise.
interesting, isn't it? Because with 2 runners on board, maybe time for one more inning, unless, of course, Walkerville make a big run at it now, but they've got to do it with 2 out. Timeout has been called.
2 out rally caps on, huh?
Well, I did see some action from the bullpen for West Torrens. Is Jackie Bill the backup, or is Steph Trzynski the backup, Lee?
I don't know. I'm just watching a change here. Lucy Clisby comes in the run at first base. Yep.
Well, I just saw the leading team's replay, very similar to the one that Dale had to negotiate out at centre field. It was high, it was straight up, meaning that she was looking straight into the rain that's falling, as well as the lights.
Yep.
And you have rain and lights in your eyes at the same time. It's going to be tough.
Well,
First pitch, straight back. Another run will score, but a play is safe. The Cats are coming. Another
they're
run
coming hard.
scores.
I told you. Wow, Kaiser was after that too, wasn't she? But she threw it into the dirt. I don't think the out would have been made. She goes after that one hard, but throws it into the dirt. And again, well picked up by Nucky. Just going back to, as that comes right off the shin too, young lady. I hope you're okay. Geez, that come off hard. They're going at it now, aren't they? Look at the way King's running too.
4 scored in the inning. Another timeout has been called. Look at the Cats. They're up and about. They're smiling. There's a little bit of energy in this game now. There's still about 5 more minutes before no new. What's the tactic here? Well, there's two runners on, so you can't play with that. You've got to try and score these runs.
And look who is up to bat next. Karen Dale.
Yep.
So Stone needs to get on for her team, and then you've got someone like Karen Dale.
Karen started this innings off.
Base on balls, I think, wasn't it, Leroy?
That's right. Yep.
She'll be keen for a hit, because if you have a look at
3 hits.
Well, she hit by pitch, and base on balls for the game. So she'll be ready to fire one out.
Well, the wet ball gets changed, and is this against the Cats' favour, the slowness of this game, or is it working in their favour because they've been able to capitalise on a couple of mistakes?
Yeah, but like I've been saying for the whole game, there's no atmosphere and no momentum from each team. It's a little bit flat. Now, look what's happened. Walkerville got a couple of hits together. The whole team, you can hear them on the bench now for the first time in the game. They're lifting, and look what's happening.
4 scored in this inning so far from the Cats after they were able to hold the Eagles to 1 run over the last couple of innings. So it's the Cats with the momentum. A clouder of Cats, thanks to Kieran for that one.
Clouder? I was way off.
Great block from Allen. A convocation of the Eagles.
Convocation?
Never heard of it.
Same horse, different jockey.
3-1 count.
They just pronounce it differently than you,
Oh,
Leroy.
no,
You meant the same thing.
Stone, great turn at bat, a base on balls. We'll see the 10th hitter of the inning come up to bat, and it's the lady that started it all.
Yep.
I tell you, time's been called, and here we go. Coach Scott has made his way out. It's 8:23.
Well, he has to make a change here because...
It's going to be Jackie Bill, I think.
Yeah, Jackie Bill. Now, this is going to eat up time as well. So, 3 runners on. You've got Karen Dale up to bat, who's got 4,400 games under the belt.
She could tie this up with one swing.
One swing of the bat can tie it up, can win it. She represents the game-winning run.
Yeah, but I mean, just with contact, and she gets to second, will score 3 runs. It's an 8-8, bottom of 4. Beals come in a very tough situation. in a very tight game and wet, and Walkerville need to win this.
Wow, this game.
It's turned.
It has, hasn't it?
It's
and although things are happening in slow motion, there is something about this game. There's plenty on the line for the Cats, especially.
This is going to be one of those so close, but yet so far, or oh my God, how did they do that?
You're covering all bases there, I feel, sir.
Yeah, I put 50 on black and 50 on red. There's only green now, so it could be a draw.
Fair comment. It wasn't funny, but it was fair.
4 runs scored here in the bottom of the 4th, and it's loaded bases, and there is 2 out.
But the reason I say that, Lee, is because for the first 3 innings, we were like, oh, it's just going to be another, it's another game. But now it's like, well, it could be that, or it could be that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about now.
And that's the story of the season as well.
You've seen Sturt come. We've seen Sturt come back from 6 down or something in the last innings multiple times, and it's.
All right, so you've got a batter in for a 4th plate appearance.
Third
plate appearance for the
hit by
game.
pitch based on balls.
She's seen a lot of pitches. It's wet conditions. Does she take a couple of pitches here, or
you think
get after this first one?
New pitches, you got to take a couple of pitches. There's
One's
one
in there for a called strike. Now, you take a couple, or no disrespect to the next 2 batters coming up. You've got a first gamer in Bonnie Heinrich, and you've got first gamer in Stranger batting behind it. Gets up this. It's in. It's in the line. 2 runs are going to score, and it's Erin Stone who's quick. The throw comes in.
Whoops.
She's off the base.
No, she's back on it now.
And Kaiser just out of reach, and Dale scores 2.
We said she was going to get a hit. It could potentially score 3. She scored 2. Well done, Karen Dale. Chelsea Robinson's taking a massive breath of sigh of relief, because look at her here on the bottom of your screen. She's going, go, 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 no stop, go, no stop.
And Dale gets to second. Game-winning run on second base right now.
And have a look who's on deck. Heydrich, who started it with a single to 9. Wowee.
Look at her. She's coaching as she's running. Get going, get going. Oh, spectacular action here.
How
from
good
Diamond
is Karen
too.
Dale tonight?
My
goodness.
She's been terrific, and out at centre field as well. A new position for her, Lee.
Outstanding.
I tell you, no one saw this coming except for me. This is amazing.
What a surprise. I am completely shocked by you taking the credit. Completely shocked.
This one's into the play. Left fielder's in. The throw's coming home.
Oh.
There's a tag at the plate. It's a draw.
It's a draw.
Time in game.
No.
A 7-run 4th inning from the Cats. A single from Heinrich, the first gamer, her second hit of the game in her first game.
On base 3 times out of 3.
The play comes home. Let's look at the leading team's replay. Smashes it left side in the 5-6 hole. Faith Picard has to run inside the dirt. She picks it up and she throws it off a step. The cutoff leaves it. The throw's perfect to the plate. The collision and the tag is made for a draw.
Can you believe it,
I
boys?
can, Lee, because I thought at the start of the game.
It was green. You had 50 on red and 50 on black.
I told you, I've lost on the spin of. I tell you what, I don't know. Did anyone call Karen, or was that just momentum taking her home? Tell me. Wowee.
What a play at the plate with the game on the line.
Is Robinson's got her arm and she's waving it? I can't see, but good block by Allen too. That was a textbook block because she had the ball, so she's allowed to stand in that position.
Credit to Carly Allen, because that was the game on the line.
Yeah.
And she would have seen the runner through the corner of her eye. It's a draw.
Tell us that wasn't exciting.
That was
super, wasn't it?
Oh
my goodness.
That was brilliant. What a finish. West Torrens had a 7-run lead going into this game, and I said we're in run rule territory.
Yeah, well, see, that's just you being young and naive. Guys like Leroy and myself said don't write them off.
I said that.
Karen Dale looks like she's done a fetlock, I think. And she's...
Oh, well.
Well, what do you say about
What
that?
does this do to the ladder? What does this do now?
Well, all right, let's quickly go to the ladder, but we'll wrap things up because we need to take
Well, we
a
can
break
talk about it
because
next
we've
game.
got a double header. What this does do is that it keeps Walkerville in the equation. They move on to 19 points. Port Adelaide play next game against Hills Heat. The result of that game, Port Adelaide win, doesn't matter for Walkerville. West Torrens, they move to 33 and a share of first place on the ladder. They're behind on runs against, which will mean that if Sturt lose tonight, the winner of Saturday's game between Sturt and the Eagles will determine top spot. So we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with the second of a double header. We believe the rain is going to be gone by the time that the next game starts at 9 p.m. So we'll see you in about 30 minutes time. But guys, player of the game. MC Sportswear player of the game. Jenny Gray's had a couple of hits and contributed in that 7-run comeback. Dale's had 2 plate appearances in that last inning. A lead-off walk, 2 RBI double.
Yeah, look.
What about Bonnie Hydrick?
Yeah, I was
First
about to
time
say
we've seen her.
First gamer.
Yeah, but
two hits, an RBI.
crucial hits.
Yeah.
2 crucial hits to get the ball rolling and then push it over the hill.
Lana Kaiser,
Lana
terrific
Kaiser,
batting.
3 hits, 2 RBIs. Kelsey Nucky, 2 hits, 4 RBIs.
Yeah.
You can't. There's not enough.
No.
There's not enough umpire votes to give.
No.
Let's just say that
great game.
That has been one of the weirdest.
Oh, I'd say weirdest. No, 100%.
But greatest games that we've seen this season. And it keeps Walkerville Cats alive. West Torrens still a chance of a minor premiership. But let's end it there. We're going to take probably a 20, 25-minute break, and we'll be back with the second game of a doubleheader. Hills Heat, Port Magpies.